What the fuck am I doing on this planet? That is a thought I've had many times in my life. I remember the specific moment I was having this because I had a great job at IT. I was making, the big kahuna money. I had the business card, the cufflinks, the watch. I had an expense account. I was staying in five-star hotels, working for a big fancy Canadian company. I was providing for my family. I was doing well. I lived in my own apartment in Moscow. And I had absolutely nothing to do between waves and heaps of work. So it was more like wee, oh, wee, and intense periods followed by long periods of doing practically nothing. And sure, the money was coming in. You could say I had a cushy job because I didn't have to do that much that often. I was providing for my family. I had my own place. I had my own suit. The suit was good. And I was checking a lot of boxes for success, but I felt lonely. I felt empty. I was disconnected. I was just moving through the motions of life, of grinding, of forcing things, and nothing felt fun or easy. Nothing was fulfilling. I was on a path that is not my own. And the thought that came to me and that I wrestled with was, what the fuck am I doing on this planet? I don't know if I belong here. This fucking sucks. So I want to invite you into the possibility that finding meaning in a somewhat meaningless and chaotic world all starts with you connecting to the conviction that there is, in fact, magic. Hi, I'm Vikenty. I am the cuddliest Russian and the least politically correct Canadian you will ever meet. When I was 6, my parents divorced, my dad left, my older brother got shipped off to another country, thank you FedEx, and I was mostly alone as my mom worked hard to provide for us. I spent a lot of time alone. And in that time alone, as many kids do, I had imaginary friends. Except later turned out that my friends weren't so much imaginary as I was actually seeing entities and portals and all sorts of other dimensions. But I didn't really know what was going on because nobody else was seeing or talking about this. I was like, okay, well, this is interesting, doesn't seem to hurt, it seems kind of fun, let's play with this. And as I got older, I had a life-changing moment. I had me a Tinder date. So I met a woman on Tinder that gave me a hundred spiritual practices and things to try. I was 26 years old, and I thought, what is this? Looks interesting, I do not understand, but let us try it anyway. And once I delved into this deeper and deeper and deeper, and then deeper and deeper still, because I was like, whoa, this makes so much sense. I understood that what I actually had was a magical power, a different way of perceiving time, space, energy, and life. And to move energy and to communicate telepathically. I've met other people who have the same similar gift, and it is amazing to be able to clearly communicate with them, not just thoughts and ideas, but feelings, sensations, images, without even using words. Sometimes you reach for a word and it's not there, it's like, show me energetics, like, ha! Oh yeah, I totally get that. And then the conversation just moves on. It's magic. It was wild. It blew my mind. And here's what I learned. There are many, many, many people on this planet who are spending their time grinding, forcing things, powering through, and burning out, trying to make life happen. And what this does is creates a void around them. Their essence is yelling to be seen. Their soul is like, come on, you can do better than that, you wanna? And the suffering and the darkness just kind of swallows you up and you feel very, very lonely. And what happens to such people as myself, that when you create this kind of void and vacuum around yourself of meaninglessness and isolation, is, well, kind of stuck for a while and feels heavy. Good news is, you can make a connection, a strong, powerful, and vibrant, fun connection to this world and this planet and the people in it by connecting to your magic. And you can believe that magic is real or not. It's totally up to you. But what I know and what I learned and experienced many, many times over the last 19 years is that when you begin to believe that magic is real, it can become a lot more magical and practical. And if you ever find yourself asking the question, what the fuck am I doing on this planet? Well, here is a little bit of what is possible for you in the world. It is that through believing in magic, you can bring it into your own life. And if you want to bring more magic into your life, the first step is to allow yourself the possibility that magic is actually real, and just say, hey, universe, show me 50 miracles, preferably this week, this month, whatever your comfortable timeline is. And once you allow yourself the possibility that magic is real, and ask the universe to show you 50 miracles, you begin to understand that magic can indeed be very real, because the miracles will start showing up. You just gotta take the time to notice them. I'd love to share one with you right now. Close your beautiful eyes, take 3 deep breaths into your heart, and on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is amazing, rank yourself. How well do you feel? Remember that number, keep your attention on your heart, and now think the words mind cleanse. Mind cleanse, mind cleanse. Do this 3 or 4 times. Did you feel anything change? Do you feel lighter? Maybe something shifted. Maybe you feel warmer. Rank yourself again on a 10-point scale where 10 is absolutely amazing. Did your number change? And this is the work that I do in the world. I help people not only understand their magic, but unpack it and manage it in order to create wonderful, vibrant connections in the world, to feel alive, and to just have a life that actually matters and where you can make connections easily, safely, and in a fun, amazing way. Some people say that magic can go awry. And I have seen this several times, multiple times, as I was growing up spiritually. I had a lot of health challenges, especially around my back, my spine, my joints. Everything was just crunching and saying, oh, ow, you need to integrate this more and not just activate it, and stop resisting and fighting your magic. And now I understand that there's actually an entire science to study magic. Many scientists globally are taking brain and heart scans of people before, during, and after meditations and spiritual practices in order to see how these things affect our bodies, our physical bodies. And they're discovering amazing results. And it's actually not surprising, because magic is literally hardwired into your nervous system. And it is a unique result of how your nervous system works. And this is part of what I've been studying. People should say you should be careful if you want to play with magic. And I say, well, you don't have to be. We know more than enough about it already to have a wonderful and fun and playful experience with magic while learning to use it even better and better and taking it to new heights. Especially for those of us who are thinking, what the fuck am I doing here on this very weird planet where they do things in interesting ways? Magic can be a literal lifesaver. We can connect to magic, we can play with it in a way that is not only safe, but exciting, connecting, and inviting for those people that can become real treasures in our lives. It allows us to feel connected to the world and to the planet in a way that you've never felt before, because you feel as if you're really one. So my wish for you and for this world is that every single person can connect into the magic of their own way, in their own hands, in their wonderful nervous system, because we all have our unique superpowers. We all have our unique ways of perception. And to shift away from this feeling of heaviness, depression, grinding, forcing, sadness, and away from this isolation of the mind and thinking and judging and projecting, and to come into a world where magic exists, where you have and you get to have access to it in your daily life, so you can connect to you, to the people around you, bring more love, laughter, and fun and play into your world. Thank you. I am the Kenty the Wizard.